Hi, guys. Welcome to The Lover's Lantern. Today's reading is all about what they think of you now, looking back. So, we're looking into someone's perspective of you after all you guys have been through, the things that have changed, and how they see you from where they stand today. So, let's take a look. For group one, we have Golden Healer Quartz and the King of Wands. Group two, the Evil Eye and the Queen of Wands. For group three, this necklace and the Page of Pentacles. And for group three or four, this black tourmaline and the Nine of Wands. So go ahead, select your pile. I'll see you at your timestamp. Okay, group one, let's talk about how or what they think of you now looking back. Okay, so you guys picked the King of Wands, and we have the Hermit here too. So I've I'm feeling like this person sees you as very independent. Like it's kind of an interesting thing because the King of Wands is kind of like a leader. So yeah, they see you as a leader, but not in the, charismatic, outgoing, or maybe there is a part of you that is like that, but they definitely see you as this is like an extroverted and then the hermit is more introverted. So it's like you take time out for yourself to figure out, what's right for you. Over here, we have better decisions lead to a better life. Every time we set out to solve a problem, we are declaring war on that problem. Our lives are the combined outcome of all the decisions we have made, both important and unimportant, good and bad, conscious and unconscious. Rather than focus on the outcomes of those decisions, we should review how those outcomes came to be to become better decision makers. So, yeah, so I think they think that you've looking back, they see that you've really one thing they notice is the way that you make decisions. You don't you we have authority in reverse and I could see them viewing you as somebody who is not pulled by authority figures. That's where I'm getting this independence from the King of Wand, and then the Hermit is more so that you reflect and you decide what's right for you. Same with this golden healer quartz as well. Like it's really good for that, holistic type of thinking, like the mind, body, spirit kind of coming together to manifest what it is that sits right for you. So you're not big on authority, or I'm almost even getting it's not that you don't take people's opinions. I think it's just more that you have to figure out what's right for you. There's a lot of decision making aspects in this spread. There's take action, but it's right below the hermit. So you definitely take time for yourself. So I think I don't know if you ever pulled disappearing acts on this person, or if they notice that you like to spend time in solitude as well. And then I think another thing that they notice is with cozy up with risk, um, that kind of ties with the King of Wands too, where you look like somebody who does take risks, someone who is willing to try out new things and feel really confident. I see this lion over here, like very confident. And it's like you really have your head up in the face of authority. Um, or not just authority, like, how some people can be a little bit timid when they're starting out something and they know, I want to say that their back is against the wall, but there's a lot of naysayers, for example, or people who don't think you're making the right choices. Um, I'm getting that this person sees that your quote unquote risk taking was based more on you figuring out what's right for you. And I think now they're seeing how that has led you to having a better life than you had in the past. Because here we have self-love in reverse. Maybe once upon a time you didn't have, the strongest love for yourself. Um, and I think now with this process that they see that you have, I think it's just helped lead you to a better life for yourself, or even making decisions that are out of your own interest or good. What I mean is making decisions that are right for you and sort of putting aside authority or conventional means, things like that. And they also see you as spending time alone for the purpose of grounding yourself. But it's like grounding yourself in reality. That's what I'm getting from this. And we have a little plant over here too. It's sprouting. So again, this sort of ties into your decision making process. I guess they're kind of looking at like, I don't know. I think they've seen some type of progress in you, and it's made them think about how it's come to be, you know, because we have judgment here, and then above it we have sacred actions, decisive focus, in reverse. So I'm just seeing all of these as like action oriented, decision oriented. Um, and to me, what's interesting about it is like the King of Wands right smack in the middle. Um, and authority in reverse right below it. It just really seems like this is how you stand in the face of authority figures. It's pretty powerful, pretty strong. Um, it's almost like you have a lion right behind you, or um, something really powerful behind you and really strong. And I think they see that as coming from the process of which you go about things. You make sure that this is really right for you, and you really take time to not just deal with that, but deal with the fear. Deal with the fear that can come from, going against authority figures, going against the grain. And we have your path. Dear Lord, help me trust that there's a plan far beyond what I can see through my fears and illusions. And all of these things have led you to a better life. So yeah, it's like someone who has taken a chance or taken a risk. Um, and now they're starting to see it as this was more calculated than anything else. It wasn't a spur of the moment, you just getting up and just, on a whim taking a risk. This was really about you figuring out what's right for you, and doing so intentionally. Um, and the risk was intentional. It was calculated. You were aware of it. Um, and that's how you make decisions. That's how you take actions. Um, and that's how you lead your life. Um, they also see you as someone who there's a lot more than meets the eye. Especially if you are somebody that comes across very outgoing and yeah, someone who comes if especially if you are someone that comes across very outgoing. Um like sometimes when you're outgoing, people don't realize that you do like to spend time alone and that there is more to you than what meets the eye. I mean, there's so many times where I'm sure we've all experienced that. I know I have for sure, where people have a perception of you as being a certain way. Like you're outgoing, you seem like you're taking risks, you seem like your personality is one way, but then they realize there's a much deeper side to you, and a much more spiritual side to you. And I guess this person is starting to realize that, and seeing how you do make decisions that do look risky, but they've actually led you to a life that is better for you, and that you're willing to stand on your own, um, in this hermit mode, but then also as this King of Wands. And I think that they also see you as a leader too, like somebody that um, that's like a leader of a pack. I'm getting. Um, Maybe not intentionally. I don't think the King of Wands is always someone who intently sets out to lead people, but it just comes about by how strong you people perceive you to be. Um, like the external part of you. Um, it seems like sometimes people want to be led. And and I just got to, like, sometimes those people are the ones taking a risk, because they're just looking to follow. Whereas with you, it's been like a journey inward, and I think you've spent a lot of time looking into your shadow aspects, which has a lot to do, I think, with self doubt, struggling with self love, and your struggles with authority. And it's like now you found your own inner authority. Um, so yeah, so this is pretty interesting. I think that this person probably did see you withdraw quite a bit, and now they're seeing the purpose or the value of that. I don't know if they've encountered something more similar where they've realized that things aren't necessarily working out for them, or how their decisions were based more on being led or following certain authority figures, or like um, things like that. But I don't know, maybe you've inspired this person as well. Um, that could definitely be it. Um, so yeah, I think this person does look at you in a really positive light. And it almost feels like they've been watching you and observing you. Like I'm seeing this lion looking at this man, like watching and observing you. I want to say behind your back, maybe without you knowing, wherever that may be, or getting status updates about you. Um, and just, or hearing, like, I'm seeing this judgment card, and just hearing things about you, and how your life is being better lived at this point, and how some of the things that you decided to do and that you focused on have led you to a better life. And yeah, yeah, so this is a really positive, a positive thing. And I'm also getting, yes, that they've really gotten a lot more clarity on who you are on the inside. And I think it's been a result of hearing about, or knowing about, or thinking or reflecting on how some of the decisions you've made that did seem more risky actually did turn out to be better for you. I'm thinking now too of people who have had to go against, conventional norms, or their parents, and a lot of people saying to them, "Oh no, you shouldn't leave your parents' house. You shouldn't do that. Like you're taking a risk with this, or you're taking a risk with that." But you knew that it was right for you, and things sort of turned out for the better in the end. Even if it was a more difficult decision for you, because I'm getting that some of these things that you had to do could be perceived as bad, or could be perceived as things that you did not give much thought on, in terms of, um because with grounding here, I'm like thinking that they may have not thought you were grounded in reality, with some of this stuff, because with the King of Wands, like he can be pretty imaginative and very, I want to say cutting edge, or like he can envision things. He's a visionary, right? So a lot of times people, what was it called? I think it's a marketing thing, where there's like people on a spectrum of people who, I think they're called like first what is it called? First movers, or there's people who are always looking to buy the first of, any type of product. They're always looking for that innovative thing. And then there's another type of people who, they'll get it after they get the reviews of the people who first bought it. And then there's like the late adopters who will be like at the trailing end, and, well, they'll get things at the very end. So they see you as somebody who is like a first adopter. Like you're the first person to get on something new, kind of like a trendsetter, as well. Maybe in the way your style is, maybe in the way your spirituality is. Because I just heard new age as well. Just things that are like on the cutting edge, the up and coming. Um, yeah, and you're good with that. Like you're good with standing on that. Um, yeah, like I'm getting like a trendsetter. I'm definitely getting a trendsetter. Uh, and you're okay to step out into it and be okay to be a little bit different. And then come to find out later down the road, it does turn out to be something that other people adopt. Uh, yeah, yeah. And then by then you're probably moved on to the next thing. So yeah, so that's how they view you looking back. So it's pretty it's pretty interesting. And they definitely do see a creative side of you. But I think that creativity isn't just the way you dress or the way you think. It's also like the way you express yourself and just I just heard, I don't know if you guys heard that noise. It just threw me off. Um anyways, I lost my train of thought. But yeah, I lost it. But anyways, I'll leave the reading there. If you like the reading, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye. Okay, group two. Let's talk about what do they think of you now, looking back. Oh, I just had to do a deep sigh because I think this person has thought a lot about why. Um, we have goodbye here. The chapter has ended. Something in your life is over. This is a poignant. This is poignant. The present moment requires you to say goodbye. It's okay to be sad, to mourn what was. Your angels hold you at this time. Repeat this mantra a few times until it begins to sink in. I allow myself to heal at my own pace. I feel there's a confusion with this person. Like they're looking back and still trying to figure it out. Like it's not entirely clear for them um what like how they should even make a view. Like obviously something ended. I'm assuming it's your relationship that has ended. Because it looks like there was um I don't know, it's just kind of, I would say, I was gonna say there was some type of fight or dispute between the two of you guys. But then like it in reverse, I'm thinking usually it would mean that, you know, there was a fight, you moved past it. But I don't know, I'm almost feeling like maybe there was a fight, but it wasn't that bad of a fight. Um, it was something that happened with you guys that wasn't even that major. Um, but then things ended. Um, and I think that's where the confusion lies is this person's wondering like what more could it have been? Um, there's a part of them that looks back and thinks that you were potentially trying to get money. I'm just thinking, I'm looking at this level up and this golden stool and this woman with her machete. I know the gold, like that stool is literally made out of gold. I think it's a Ghanaian, I don't know. I don't know if it's a mythology type thing. I remember having to do some history, you know, in my undergrad. But anyway, it's level up. So like they're not sure like if you left so you can level up. Because I'm seeing this golden this pyrite right here too. And I always associate it with some bling and some wealth. And I'm seeing all the gold here too. So, with it in reverse, I'm just getting like they're wondering, did you leave to just like level up to pursue money to and you were just cutting people off with this machete um and you were just cutting off people in order to like pursue your finances, not just your finances with level up, it's everything. With this Queen of Wands, it's like you're just trying, did you leave to just level up your whole life? um because there's a level of potential envy. Like we have this eye. of envy. I'm seeing the Queen of Wands. I'm seeing this level up. Um, I don't know if there's like some type of envy that you were able to just walk away and like, and maybe they do see that you leveled up a little bit and they're just confused like, what do I make of this? Like, did this person leave so that they can improve their life? Um, but the confusing part, I think, has to do with the fact that it seemed like you did not want to leave. We have accept the Tao in reverse. There is no effort required to accept the Tao, the way to live. When you hear of it, the skeptics will laugh in their ignorance and fear of it. Others will regard it with suspicion, even though they may see reason in it. Deep thinkers will understand and accept the Tao immediately and will resonate powerfully with it. After all, it is the natural order of things. And with this in reverse is like there's something that it's like they're seeing you in like a dual light, okay? With this Queen of Wands and this black cat, it's like the shadow, like the light and the shadow. We have universal light right here. So they're seeing like a light and a shadow. So it's like this person left, you left to do something positive for yourself, whether it was a combination of you getting your money right, you getting your fitness right, you loving on yourself more with this power of self-love, healing the heart, you know, you overcoming things emotionally, just like a whole uh holistic level up. But then it seemed like you were reluctant to do it. You were reluctant to walk away and they're still confused about you. And I think it's like this, I feel like there's this calling. It's like, um, I think that's how they view it. It's like you were just, there was some type of calling where you're like, okay, I gotta go. I gotta go. It's reminding me of an incident that I had. It's like an instinctual thing. Like I won't get into the whole thing of it, but um, I remember I was at like a party actually. This was years ago. And I remember just feeling like I need to get out. I need to go outside. I need to go. It was just like this overwhelming strong feeling that I had to get outside and I had to go. Um and the moment I stepped outside, I had a seizure. And it was just this strong, powerful instinct that I need to go outside. I need to get somewhere safe. And I'm feeling that same feeling for you guys where it was like you need to go. Like you have to go right now. And even though nothing, you know, there was no conflict, because I remember when I was leaving, people were like, "What's wrong? Like, what happened? You know, are you okay?" And I like left. I didn't even put on my shoes. Like, I just had this strong urge, like, I need to go. And I think they see you as like, I'm confused. Like, why does she have to go? Um, you know, and it just doesn't make sense to them. Um, but it was like better for you to go. Um, and I think too, they just still can't wrap their head around it because it's not like something that you wanted to do. Like you just had to do it. And I think that's how they see it. You had to go. And they don't know why. But this is their speculation that you went to level up your whole life. That there was something within you instinctually, like how I see this cat, that told you that you had to go. Um, but they really think it had to do with work. And I don't know if some of you guys felt like you had to move or you had to like pursue something. I'm getting a lot of sorry. I'm getting a lot of financial type of stuff and not just financial. Yeah. I just it goes back to accept the Tao in reverse, this Queen of Water in reverse. Um like there was something off with you emotionally. Um or you couldn't just accept things for what they were. Like I'm getting this like of somebody being unsatisfied or dissatisfied with their life and having this itch to go. Like, I think they're also trying to figure out like what that itch was. What was it that was um I just heard unbearable for you. Like I'm seeing this as somebody who I'm feeling like someone who was in a relationship and the person was like, "Oh, it's not me. I mean, it's not me, it's you." I meant it the other way. It's not you, it's me. Maybe they took it as it's not me, it's you. Um, or maybe they're seeing it from their perspective of like, I know it's not me. I know I didn't do anything wrong with this Five of Swords. Like I know, um, yeah, we would fight, but it wasn't that bad for you to just up and leave and for you to walk away. Like I didn't hurt you that much. It was just like they just see you as like having to go level up your life. That's the closest thing that they can pass it off to. You went to put in the work for yourself. Um, emotionally, physically, financially, and to just and also how you look. Cause I'm looking at visualize. Yeah, and also just how you look. Like maybe you switched up your style. I'm looking at this woman's hair. Um, like you switched up your hair. Um, and take time to breathe out, disseminating moon. I'm also getting to with disseminating moon, it's like it's right after the full moon and the peak. So I'm also getting, when people leave their careers right when they're at the peak, like say a lawyer or something, like they put in all this time studying and years and all this, all these like designations and whatever exams that they wrote, and then they spend a year or two working and then decide like this is not for me, like I have to leave even though they put so much time into it. And then people will wonder like why would you leave such a high paying career that you've invested so much time and money into, and they'll just say like it just wasn't for me, like I just had to leave. And that's the type of energy I'm getting with how this person views you. Like they don't know why you had to leave, but it was like a strong instinct for you to leave. um and they knew that it was something for you to, I don't know, find some type of peace or find some safety or some security or some joy or some happiness, like with this Queen of Wands. Yeah, so that's how they're viewing you now. Like you left at your peak, or you left at either you left at your peak or you left for some reason that they just can't fathom why you left the way you left, why things ended the way they ended. And they're just trying to speculate on why. So it's, after I just heard after all this time has passed, I still wonder why. I don't know. This is kind of giving me something of like unanswered questions. And this person just sort of having to make peace that whatever answer they get, like, won't be enough. And maybe for some of you guys, they've seen you happier now. Um, like I'm getting this envy too. They see you happier now, maybe with more wealth, more joy, more. And when I say wealth, it doesn't necessarily have to be material, but I am getting material. It could just be the way you move, the way um, you are like your energy is more joyful. And I'm just getting a sadness from this person. Like they're having a hard time still accepting it. And it's like, well, why couldn't this person be content like with me? I don't know. I think this person really loved you. Yeah, they had a lot of love for you. Move beyond intention to belief. That definitely ties into the goodbye. To me, that really signifies just the strength of you when you had to leave. It wasn't just like you wanting to leave, it was you believed you had to leave. And that's really what they're thinking of you looking back, that you believed that you had to leave. It wasn't something you intended, but it was something that you believed that you had to do. So that's how they're looking at this with you, and how they look back at the situation. There's still unanswered questions, but um, predominantly they think that it was related to something work wise or work that you were doing on yourself, you know, leveling up around your heart, um, completing a cycle of something. And yeah, yeah. And just having to cut things off and move on, like as part of evolving of the natural order of things. So yeah, so that's where their mind is at right now. And that's how they view you or the situation looking back as well. So yeah, so that's your reading group 2. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Okay, group 3. Here is what they think of you now, looking back. So I'm getting, first of all, that I kept hearing group 2, so you might want to check out group 2 if you feel drawn to that group as well. I'll just say whenever I get this necklace now, I think relationship right away, because I was picking up this is someone you had a relationship with. We have heart chakra in reverse. I think that the way that this person views you is that it's like your heart is closed off. Okay, let me just start with the cards. So keep your fights short. Sun Tzu's advice that your objective should be to win the war, not keep winning the small battles, is great advice for couples. Say your piece politely and with respect. Listen to theirs in the same manner, then move towards peace. Don't pretend it didn't happen. Deal with it then and there and leave it behind you. Um, and then I'm seeing strength, and then I'm seeing America Chavez. The, the best way is your way. Okay, so with this, I'm getting that. Oh, and then Black Panther, wear the crown with honor. I think that this person did see a lot of. I don't know. Maybe you guys were the opposites of each other, because I have 66 here and then 2020. Not 2022. Maybe this happened in 2022, or something significant about 2022. Um, Maybe you guys were like opposites, or couldn't see eye to eye. I'm getting you guys could not see eye to eye. Uh, you guys would get into fights. Um, and I keep seeing small battles. And this is a situation where you guys would be getting into it over small things. And it feels like it progressed into being like a bigger problem in just the way that um you guys handled it. So the way this person is looking back at the situation is that your fights were like small potatoes. They weren't the main issue. It was more an issue of the way that you guys would fight. Um, I think they see you as somebody that is very strong willed with the strength card. And then with leave the past behind, I think that they look at you as somebody who, this is how they see it, okay? Um, that struggled to like let things go. Um and again, like with these two cards here, um I'm just feeling a very strong-willed person. You're a very strong-willed person, and I think that you come across like your way is the way. Like what I say stands, and I think maybe the way you came across to them and how you expressed yourself was a little bit too strong, you know? Like I'm looking at Black Panther wear the crown with honor. But at the same time, wearing the crown with honor, I think that they do acknowledge that you're a successful person, or you're somebody worthy of like you do a lot of work, you do a lot of good things. Like I'm looking at this resistance card, and she has so many hands. It's like an octopus. You're able to do so much. You do stuff with your hands, or like, and with this tree, I'm getting like you're very stable in your life. Like you do a lot of things. And with number 22, it's like the master builder number, the life path. So it's like you're good at making things happen. You're good at doing things. Um, and you should get your kudos for that. And you should wear your crown proudly. And this person honors that about you. So they do look back and see how valuable of a person you were, how hardworking, how you were able to get things done, you were able to accomplish many things, how you were a dependable person. I think they have an issue with, I would say, your temper. I'm seeing these coconuts broken. It's reminding me of another card in another deck where the guy is just smashing these coconuts because he's pissed. And so I think that's like maybe your way of like when you guys would fight. So this person sees like kind of that you need to learn with this Page of Pentacles how to balance being good at a lot of things and knowing a lot of things and being successful with a lot of things, with like thinking that you're right, but in a little bit too strong of a way where it comes across like not in a good way. It comes across not in a good way, and it makes you guys like, it's like the saying here. The goal is to win the war, not win small battles. So it's like, I don't know, it's just like a battle of the wills with you guys. So it's like they acknowledge how smart you are, how capable you are, but it was just the issue of like the fighting over small things. And you being a little too strong-willed and thinking that your way was right, and perhaps not giving them listening to their perspective. So here, don't lose what you've gained. As we go through our lives, we pick up wisdom through experience and understanding. In such a position, it is easy to assume a holier than thou attitude. Stay vigilant, make sure that feelings of superiority and self-importance do not seep into your judgment of others. If they do, you will have lost what you had gained. So again, that kind of reiterates the point that I'm saying, is that maybe you came across holier than thou. Maybe your attitude came off a little too strong for them. And it was just off-putting. And I think, with resistance in reverse, like they recognize that they really resisted your 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 judgments. Like they felt judged by you. Um, so and there was something that I think they felt like your heart was blocked. Um, And when I say your heart was blocked, I mean your level of maybe understanding. You know how the heart can be very understanding. Like our minds understand, but our hearts understand in a different way. So I think that they see that you're um intelligent and can understand, but you struggled to understand them with your heart. And in the sense of like not giving them their emotion, not meeting their emotional needs, in terms of like showing them respect, like showing them understanding, showing them consideration, um, you know, particularly for a relationship. Like, you guys have to respect each other. It's not so much about winning and stuff like that. But again, looking back, I think that they definitely view however you guys went your separate ways. Because I'm assuming you guys did go your separate ways. Like, they feel that, because like now with leave the past behind, I'm seeing you as like them seeing like you as you left them behind. Um, and you did so with this 10 of wands in reverse because you just wanted to drop, like it was too much on you. Like the fighting, the small things, it was like too much for you to carry and too much for you to hold on to. Cancer in reverse, like it was just too much weight on you. Um, and so that's why they see that you had to leave them behind. But again, they keep reiterating the point that it had more to do with your approach to fighting. And they just see you as a little bit strong-willed, a little hard-headed, a little bit judgmental, thinking your way is the right way. Um, but they do acknowledge that you are intelligent, you are smart, you do a lot. You're able to manage a lot, but perhaps you have a temper, and that there's things that you need to work on with healing right here. Um, yeah, yeah. And I think the way they look back at it too was um, that you gave them, you're good at giving advice, and that they resisted that advice. Because I'm seeing great advice here, and then the best way is your way. So you did give good advice. You did have really good strategies. You were generally giving, your way was generally the best way. That's how they look back at it, but they were resistant to it. And I think that's where they recognize that there just had to be some healing between the two of you guys in terms of respect and understanding. So that's how they view you looking back. Definitely, these are positive things, but um, I guess with all the positives come the negative side of it. But with you having to leave them behind, or having to drop things, you know, drop the relationship. Um, or maybe they did. It feels like you did, though. It really feels like you did. Um, because I'm seeing you more as like the stronger figure. Like, I'm feeling like somebody who wanted you to stay, um, but like wanted you to change. They wanted you to change and respect them and not have like this superiority complex, Like that's how, and or judge them, or come across that way. Um, yeah, Page of Pentacles and healing. Yeah, they wanted you to learn that. And they that's how they look back, that you needed to learn that. And you didn't always have to win. But in the end, they see it as like your issues between you guys were a lot smaller than you had made it out to be. And they probably thought that you guys could have worked through it. And these were just small battles, and more so had to do with the way you guys handled them. These were not major issues. So that's how they look back at you and the situation. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's your reading, group 3. If you liked it, please leave it a like, a comment, subscribe, and check out group 2. I think there's definitely some elements in that reading that relate to this one. All right. Bye, guys. Okay, I was going to say 3, but group 4. Here's your reading on what they think of you now, looking back. So, yeah, I heard group 3 and group 2 as well. So you may want to check those out. So yeah, so what this person thinks of you. So here we have karmic relationships. This is a relationship reading. Orion and energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So this is someone you were in a relationship with. So how they view you now, looking back, we have the Tower. Okay, so I'm hearing explosive. There was something very explosive about this relationship and the conflicts that you guys would have, or it ended with a bang. Because I'm seeing this tower and this two people right at the bottom on the ground. So this could very well be something sudden. Blew up, but there was this general theme of not just, I think at the end it completely blew up, but um even prior there was a lot of conflict. So the way they see you now is that, you were very guarded. I'm getting that from this 9 of Wands and this black tourmaline, like very protective of yourself, and very guarded. I'm just looking at this woman's facial expression. She's sort of like, I don't know if you guys can see her face. Like she's kind of like, I don't know. It's just a very guarded look. It's like, stay over there. Um, and I'm getting to this to be during conflict. So they look at you as someone who, I'm getting a bipolar. Like I don't want to say bipolar, like they think that you were bipolar, but if you look at this Knight of Cups and this Knight of Swords, um, it's not necessarily bipolar, but it's like one person would attack and then the other person would be sweet. Um, not sweet, but like, I don't know if you guys took turns attacking and the other person being calm and trying to be sweet about it, or they feel that your energy was very much like this Knight of Swords, like just quick, sudden, um, like straight to it. This could also be communication styles I'm getting, where one person is more direct and then like this Knight of Swords is more direct. I think it's you. I think you're this more direct person, whereas this other person is indirect. When I think of the Knight of Cups, I'm thinking of someone a little bit more softer, gentler. Doesn't mean that they don't cause problems, but they just have a way of communicating that seems more calmer. Like I'm seeing how this water is just flowing gently down the stream. um, I think that's a nursery rhyme. Yeah, it's just flowing gently down the stream. Whereas they see you as being far more direct, but also being very guarded, like very guarded. I'm getting with the moon and the 9 of Wands. They think that you're very guarded, and it's something that goes deeper with the moon. It's like something deeper, like, I don't know. I just heard worlds apart, worlds apart. Like this is a very karmic thing. Because like literally these two people are worlds apart. I think they miss you. They feel like you guys are worlds apart now after this, whatever this tower was that happened with you guys. It's kind of sad. Like I'm getting a sad feeling. They look back and they feel sad. Um, they do feel a sadness when they think about you because they feel like you guys are worlds apart. Aw. Um, but I'm also feeling, oh yeah, here says polarity. So it's not that you're bipolar that they think, it's that you guys were polar opposites in the way that you guys addressed conflict. And I think that they see now, looking back, um, we have energetic clearing and growth in reverse. So energetic clearing, during crisis, the Holy One herself may be emptying you of fear and attachments, preparing you to receive her luminous plan. And then there's growth in reverse and success in reverse. I know that we all talk about how karmic relationships are supposed to, um, you know, introduce growth into us. We have to learn how to clear out things from our, like it's like our subconscious mind or our just like the deeper parts about ourselves. Okay, that's what the moon is here for. um it's to clear ourselves out energetically and grow. So I think now when they look back at you, um they think that they try and take a longer view perspective. We have take the long view. And what I mean by that is I think they look back thinking, like, when you've had like lessons that you look back and you're thinking like, oh, like now I noticed that about myself. Like that was what was causing the issue. When you get into relationships like these, kind of explosive, opposites attract type of relationships, it really highlights the things about you that require growth, the things that you perhaps didn't notice about yourself that is causing issues. And I think now they're looking at you from the perspective of like looking back at the things of themselves that needed to be cleared out for you guys to come closer together, um, and to be able to address and deal with each other in a better way. Because here we have healing earth, the power to give and receive healing. So yeah, they do see it as like it was a two-way street, and that um, I don't know, I just get like a really soft feeling of them being guarded too. Both of you guys, they see the situation as both of you guys were guarded. And they're definitely looking at you from a perspective of growth, um, and how, as a result of the relationship that you guys did have, or maybe you guys, I don't know, something happened. Maybe they're going to come back. I see these bats too. Like, I think of bats in a cave. Um, they're just hiding out in the cave, but I'm sure at some point they come out. Maybe you're going to get into contact with this person again after this tower. And I think that they've spent a lot of time putting things into perspective. We have perspective in reverse. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. Like, I think they look back and really think that, you know, a lot of the things that you guys would fight about and argue about were things that were very insignificant in the grand scheme of things, and that you guys could have found common ground, and that it was just necessary for this blowout that happened between you guys to happen in order for you guys to grow, like um grow in the way you guys communicate, the way that you guys deal with things. Also, like maybe there was an imbalance in the way that uh, the give and take in the relationship. I think they see you as somebody who gave more. I'm getting someone who gave more, but then I'm getting this guarded thing too. I don't know. Okay, so take the long view. Foreknowledge is an awareness of something before it happens. Such knowledge is very important because it gives us the peace of mind of knowing that the world will not end tomorrow. It is how civilizations went from the horse and cart to the jet airliner in 100 years. Foreknowledge is how we use the promise of tomorrow to change and continue with what we do today. Yeah, I'm getting this feeling again of with this foreknowledge is like them saying when they think about you, I wish I knew um then what I know now. Like if I had the foreknowledge to know how to deal with this, and how to grow back then, it's like they've grown and they look at you different now. Even especially with the tower, they just look at you very different than how they did back when you guys were like butting heads and at odds with each other. Particularly has a lot to do with communication. And I think they look back and think like, wow, like we really could have been successful if I had just changed this. I'm thinking that they see it more from their own perspective. Like that is the level of growth that they're seeing it from. like, it's not saying that they think that you're perfect. Like, they know that there was conflict, but they're seeing it from the perspective of their own growth. And now the way that they look at you, is that you have a right to be guarded. Um, like, that's what I'm getting now again with this Nine of Wands. Maybe you were more giving back then. This is in certain instances of you guys. You were more giving back then, and this person was not, uh, didn't have the knowledge back then that they have now, um, and wish that they did. But now they see you as more guarded because you gave too much, or um, you were guarded back then, and it was like you both didn't have like the growth, or like the, what am I'm trying to say, like, you guys you guys didn't realize the ways you needed to grow, um, at that time, and it created a lot of conflict. Um, and a lot of it was subconscious and things that needed to be cleared. So yeah, I think that they know that things were pretty bad, with you guys, but I think when they put it into the grand scheme of things, um, they realized like that all the fights didn't matter. It was more the lessons that had to be learned. Um, I almost saw two bodies here lying together, but it's just one. I don't know. I just heard two become one. I know that's a Spice Girls song from a long time ago. Like, I'm seeing these two people on these two different earths like merge together to be one. I think they still look back and miss you and want to be with you. And with these skeletons, I'm seeing like a death. There's some death of like things, like energetically, that occurred with them, and I think that they attribute a lot of it to you. Like, I'm seeing the butterflies, a lot of the work that they've done and the way that they've grown, they do attribute to the relationship that they had with you, and they see that they've grown a lot with you. Particularly in how to deal with somebody who communicates the way that you do, a little bit more directly. Um, and I guess maybe they were taking things really personal with the way that you were a very direct communicator. Um, but now I think they're starting to see that you were trying to tell them something important. It wasn't just an attack. Um, so, so yeah, so that's how they're viewing you now. It's from the perspective of the conflicts that you guys had, and how it has really helped them grow and help them endure. Like, they don't seem like the most communicative person. Um, they almost seem passive, actually. So when I look at this Knight of Cups, like, I can picture you being this, Knight of Swords, like trying to address something directly, and then here they're just like sipping out of their cup, like just very passive. And like the fish, I'm just seeing them, fish swimming in water, like completely like calm, but not in a good way calm. It's almost um like detached type of calm. So anyways, yeah, that's how they see you. Um Someone that helped them grow and clear out a lot of patterns and defense mechanisms that they had, because I'm getting this Nine of Wands with them too, and this Knight of Cups is like, I think a big part of their defense mechanism was to be passive or be avoidant, and not really like acknowledge what's happening in the moment. Like, I don't know, they seem detached. They just seem detached. So, yeah. So, anyways, they're just reflecting on all the lessons, that they've learned, all the ways that they've had to grow as a result of the relationship that they had with you. So, anyways, that's your reading group 4. If you liked it, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Check out group 3. More so than group 2, actually, if you feel drawn to it. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.